Good afternoon, everyone. We're Karen and Katrina, and we're Denise's daughters. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the life of our wonderful mom. When I was in fourth grade, we were asked to write an essay about our hero. I chose Mom and wrote about her sacrifices, her kindness, and her strength. In the years since, the love and respect I have for my mom has only deepened. Mom was beautiful, kind, confident, brilliant, silly, and unbelievably generous with her love. Mom was strong and brave, and sometimes very sassy, and she was not afraid to stand up for herself or what she believed in. She was someone who poured herself into every role in her life. She was a dutiful daughter, a caring sister, a hardworking and respected colleague, a loving wife, and the most amazing mom we could have ever asked for. Mom was someone that was always taking care of others. From a young age in Vietnam, helping around the house and taking care of her younger siblings, to helping her parents once they moved to America, to caring for us. She was the glue that held so much together. And while it definitely wasn't easy, she handled everything with such grace. Up until the very end, Mom has always been so giving with her love. Mom was someone that loved to sleep in, but every single school day, she woke up at 6 a.m. without fail to make us breakfast, pack our lunches, and drive us to school. She didn't like driving on the freeway, but would make the drive to West Covina for all our doctor and dentist appointments to make sure we got the best care possible. And even when she was tired, she would come sleep with us when we asked and have each of us tucked into her chest. From the tight hugs to the kisses to the I love yous, we never had any doubt about the immense love Mom had for us. Mom had this beautiful way of paying attention to people, what they loved, what they cared about, and then finding ways to make them feel special. When I was a kid, I wasn't exactly enthusiastic about exercise, but I loved to read. So she came up with this magical treasure chest full of goodies, books, cute stationery, and other little treats, and let us pick something out if we reached certain goals, such as hula hooping for 30 minutes, getting a good grade on a test, or learning a new song for karaoke. Mom's creativity and thoughtfulness made things fun and made us feel seen. And she never stopped doing that. Whether it was surprising my dad with game consoles, supporting my creative passions like the Tofu Pals, or watching and interacting with all of my sister's content, remembering special dates, or just showing up with her dimpled smile and a warm hug, she was always finding ways to show people they mattered.
Something we've heard a lot of people say recently is, "Your mom is so strong." And we absolutely agree. Without a doubt, she really is so physically and mentally strong and capable of so much. Honestly, it's hard for me to wrap my head around it sometimes because she's always been that way. Mom's always been small, but she never let that or anything else stop her. When she was a kid in Vietnam, she would have her 3 younger siblings climb on her bike and she'd somehow ride them all to school. And another time, someone tried stealing her necklace, and instead of letting them have it, she pulled back and fought, and made it home that day with her necklace in hand. Fast forward many years, she was interviewing for a bank job, and they asked her, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And she hated questions like this. When they called her back and said they wanted to do a second interview, she said, "You're not going to ask me any more weird questions like that, right?" And she ended up getting the job. After 24 years of working at the bank, Mom got laid off. And truthfully, she had saved enough to retire, but she wasn't ready to. So to everyone's amusement, she went and took classes at H&R Block to learn how to do taxes, and eventually got a spot at the office working a minimum wage job that even asked her to clean the bathrooms. Eventually, she decided it was time to job hunt again and updated her resume for the first time since the 1990s, with some help from Sophie, who's here. She wasn't trying to do too much. She was just happy being a senior accountant. She'd come into my room to show me her interview outfits before she headed out, and I just remember being so amazed and impressed by my mom. She landed a job, of course, and within her first few days there, she'd already made friends, and was learning quickly. She worked a total of 6 days at her new job before she went to the ER and was eventually diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Mom didn't always let people in easily. She was warm and kind and loving, like my sister said. But when it came to her struggles, her pain, or even just her own needs, she was used to carrying so much of it quietly. She was the kind of person who just handled things. She didn't like burdening others. But in the last few years, I saw her opening up more than ever before. Mom and I would walk together nearly every day, and during those walks, we would talk and talk about everything and about nothing. And those conversations gave me a chance to really know Mom, not just as a parent, but as a full person. She opened up about her childhood, her worries, her dreams, and even the things that scared her. When Mom was diagnosed, those walks continued. Through her recovery from surgery, during chemo, on the good days and on the really hard ones. We cried together as she shared about how she didn't want to leave us and about how her body was getting weaker. And we also talked about how grateful and lucky she felt for her family and her husband who took care of her friends who checked in and took her to lunch, the doctors and nurses who were part of her journey, and the thousands of online strangers who were rooting for her. She lit up talking about upcoming weddings and family parties and trips, and there were so many things that she looked forward to. And of course, there was always a tip about the latest credit card sign-up bonus, because even in the hardest moments, Mom loved a good deal. Although Mom's cancer journey was undeniably awful and tragic, the one silver lining I've come to see is that it allowed all of us an opportunity to shower her in the love and care that she's always shown us. We had the privilege of being part of her support system until she took her last breath, and it's something that we'll treasure forever.
The weeks leading up to Mom's passing were so difficult for all of us. Something that brought us comfort during this time was knowing that she knew how loved she was. We're so thankful to everyone who showed her love and kindness, especially in this past year. As she said herself, quote, "Very blessed to have all the loves and supports from families, friends, doctor and nurses to help me walk through this hurdle. Everyone here helped her live her life fully until the very end, and we will always be grateful for that. There's so much more to say, and we know we'll keep thinking of stories, memories, and things we wish we could tell her or to tell you all about her. But for now, we just want to thank you all for being here with us. It means the world to our family to know how loved she was."
I want to end with one of my favorite quotes. Life isn't about feeling better. It's about getting better at feeling. We told Mom this before she left. It's going to be so hard without her. And it's not about us trying to move on or get over it, because we'll be grieving her for the rest of our lives. We're always going to think about her, we're always going to love her, and we're always going to miss her. She's never going to be a sensitive topic or a taboo topic. So we hope that if you have a story or a memory of her, or if you happen to think about her throughout the day, that you share it with us so that we can love her out loud together, because we know she'd love that. Thank you all so much for coming today. We know she'd be so happy to see you here. Thank you. Okay, what?
That's it. And so we will have the monks kind of come up and then lead us. You all can stay in your seats. Grab some After a while, we left with our first treatment, trying to That was good timing. Good timing, my mom.